What's up, y'all? Where you guys from? Where you guys at? Y'all doing alright? Can't believe it's 100 degrees today. This thing's sensitive, sorry. How's everybody doing? It's finally cooling down. Excited for this 3-day weekend. Anybody else here like Chucky? Hey Lamron, how you doing? Sorry, grabbing something. Gotta stay hydrated. Hope y'all doing alright out there. Y'all got any plans for the 3-day weekend? If y'all are in the US of A? I know I'm going over to my in-laws' place on Sunday to go swimming. What up, Mango? You doing alright out there? Oh yeah. Yeah, it's one of the first ones that got me hooked on to diamond painting. My wife actually did it. Have you done one before? Or a diamond painting? Chucky's is one of my favorites. Mainly because they didn't use CGI. Nice. Yeah, it's definitely the ones that take a little bit of time. I know I'm a little bit slower than most, but yeah. Yeah, that was one of the. I remember I've had a few times where I've watched the documentaries where they explain the filming and how they wanted to keep it from going CGI and how they were trying to keep it more audience friendly versus jumping onto the CGI bandwagon. I think that's one of the things that I love about the 1900 horror movies is they love to show actual acting and horror, gore, like acting. I done a Freddy Krueger one, but my Freddy. Oh, dang. Not the Freddy. Yeah, I've actually somewhere. If you give me just a moment. Actually, if you're following me tomorrow, I'll be on and I'll show you. If you pop in and say hi, I'll show you. I'm working on another one that's Freddy Krueger. And then actually have a. Give me just 1 second. Sorry, 1 sec. So I've actually done this one. And then I've done Rocky Horror. And I've done a few others. But these are my two most recent ones. And then I've done, let's see, I've done this one since I'm a Navy veteran, so it's one of the few ones that I've colored or done. And then obviously you have the one from, what is it, Hobby Lobby, but got the little wolf. And then in the other room we have one that I did a cow. That one makes me laugh a little bit, but yeah, thank you. Yeah, and then this one's another one that I've done. I thought the Northern Lights looked pretty cool. cool story about the Northern Lights. I was Alaska was my last state I needed to visit, and uh, so I decided to do a cruise ship trip by myself to see Alaska. And during that time, they were able to set it up to where if you wanted them to call you if the bridge saw Northern Lights, they would call your room and you would go up to the deck and you can see the Northern Lights. So it was like another double victory of being able to hit all 50 states. And yeah, I'm sorry. Working on Coraline. Sorry. Yep. It's taking me a little bit of time, but I just finally got a little setup in an office to where I'm not having to do it in our kitchen. So still trying to get used to the whole camera setup and everything. So please forgive me. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been thinking about getting into it more, but still getting the house situated or figuring out my right vibe. Because I can be kind of boring while I'm doing this. Mainly because it's kind of annoying, all the copyright crap. It's like if I want to play the YouTube video, why can't I just play the full YouTube video? Oh, because it's free or free use or something. Like, whatever. But then I can see another guy on here making, he makes glass pieces and, he puts it on his FM radio while he's doing it. I was like, okay, maybe that's the way to go about it, is just put it on an FM radio. So, figured I might try that one later, or another day. So right now I just kind of have it on YouTube, audio, whatever, audio library. I know a lot of people just use this piece, but I'm more paranoid with how it's lined up, so I just do one by one. I know it takes more time, but nothing but time and time to talk. I like other ones where it's not all black, to where obviously like this one I kind of already did her face for the most part, but I'm excited to get down here by the house. Unfortunately, I wish I could just do it all the fun looking colors, but you know. Kind of like the Chucky the Chucky one, my wife, I think she ran out of colors on some spots and just used some leftover ones that she had to complete it. And obviously, from where we're looking at, you can't even tell unless you get up closer and actually see the individual beads that might be a little off. But one thing I've noticed with these diamond painting is they like to throw a random awkward color in the middle, and I'm like, but like, why? Thanks, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Swear this sounds like a fucking ringtone. Awkward silence. Sorry. Sorry. Whereabouts are you from? Are you from the US of A? I'm from good old Texas. Well, originally California, but can't choose where you live your first 18, but you can choose the lessons you learn from them. Oh, no, I haven't. What's that about, if you don't mind me asking? I know if it's not too much to type, I'm not familiar with that. Animatronics to through. I believe it. I believe it. Might have to look that one up after I get off. It's crazy what they can do with these. Ah, okay. I know I keep seeing the things where they've got like a brace for people to be able to help them stand, like AI going through that way. Uh, that's nice on the veteran side of things, but and then I obviously then you got the people that have lost their lost hands and stuff, and they're able to make it to where they can connect with the brain waves and be able to talk. And I know, right? It's like fix the design or make it look pretty, and to make it sound a little better. Like, but obviously they're still in the beginnings of figuring out how to make things. I know I've seen this, uh, seen that sphere, the globe, or something like that in Las Vegas. That would be cool to see. That to me would be cool to see, mainly just because I love a good theater style where I can just like look up and just, what am I? Where am I? I'm in this world. Damn. Yeah, the 10 feet just seems a bit much. But, I mean, if it's like the ones that where they stand over people at intersections or outside of a building, that would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool. Well, I appreciate you staying. And I appreciate you commenting in. Yeah, normally whenever I'm on live, I just start scrolling until somebody says something interesting, and then I catch, and then I'm like, okay, I'll stay for a while, and then every so often, whenever they go live, I pop in and say what's up, and then even though half of them probably have a few thousand commenting in to where, or a few thousand watching, but it's mainly because they're actually running a business and blah blah blah. I mean, I would make diamond paintings for people if they wanted them done, but still trying to figure out how to do that. But yeah, yeah. Sometimes I get a lot of the people commenting that'll comment back or whatever, but definitely if you're if there's a lot of people in there or they're just reading off of a script, makes it to where they don't really get personal. It's more of a, you're gonna watch me while I record me talk, or watch some, I don't know. But with the username that was your mango, to me it would, I at first glance I would say that you were spam, but clearly you were not. I do like how it shows up mango on the, um, like a mango peach. Yeah, I know I see some people in there and they comment in some wild things, but they're in a different language, but with emojis like that. And I know sometimes I'm watching it 1 minute it's there and the next minute it's gone. So I'm like, okay, it must the moderator or whoever was like, oh, that's spam, goodbye. Or there was a guy that I watch, uh, he opens up clams, uh, Jin's Pearl, uh, and one of the nights I decided to actually buy one from him, and uh, I kept commenting in, but then uh, my wife, she went in and commented, and she could see that, or everybody could see that one. But then whenever I went to go comment in, she could never read it. So I was like, okay, maybe at some point somebody or some algorithm must have thought I was a bot or too new of a person or something, to where then it was just like, nope, I don't want to work. To where then I decided to say, alright, screw this YouTube, I'm gonna make a separate one. And then I was like, okay, let me just see what it's like to go on a live stream every so often. But yeah, it's definitely strange. I don't know whether it's the algorithm that might do it or if it's the the moderators or what might do it. My cousin's channel was peaked, but she got banned. Oh no! How do you get banned on YouTube? Still trying to figure that part out. Still trying to figure out the ins and the outs, because I know the other day I had one going on and it actually told me that I had a copyright and blah 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 blah, and I was like, alright, cool. And then at one point I posted a short, or reposted a short, and they decided to take it down after 600 views just because it had copyright music in the background, but the copyrighted music I had used in CapCut that was their audio playlist. So then I was like, what the heck? Like, I'm using y'all's, playlist that you say I can use in a YouTube video. But then I got the YouTube copyright. But then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna figure out how to play around that. And then every so often I go on to Twitch and play COD Mobile online or on stream. But yeah, it is. That it is. I added my wife as a moderator. She doesn't get notifications that I'm on half the time, which I'm cool with. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure like the algorithm. I keep calling it the algorithm, but the YouTube whatever is needs an upgrade. Definitely for people that might just be starting out or ones that work. Yeah, normally I have my 4 huskies around playing, but it's been a long day. And with this new bedroom, or this new room, it's hard to just keep turning around and be like, oh, okay, let me just make sure they're not chewing on something they shouldn't. Or one of the youngest dogs, he was, I'm assuming, marking his territory on one of the items in the room, and I was like, you do not do that. He went to the kennel after that for like 10 minutes, and then I felt bad, and I was like, alright, I think you learned. But figured tomorrow, that's a tomorrow thing. 2 boxers and a pit bull. Oof. Now that's a mix and a handful. I know the 2 boxers my sister's ex-husband had, man. That was how I learned don't have a muddy backyard, 'cause that mud would get everywhere if they didn't notice that he had stepped in mud and decided to run inside. Pitbull, that one would be fun. My wife would probably get one like that. I was the one able to pick the Huskies, and after we're learning the maintenance and the personalities of Huskies, where she's like, you're no longer picking. So our next dog will be her choice. One of the boxers. Pit bulls, right? Yeah, it's bubblegum dum dum that some of the places are like, you can't have a pit bull, they're vicious dogs. No, just like people nowadays. It's how you train them. And I mean that with all courtesy. Or I mean that in a nice way. And I remember another time that we were at a barbecue, like a family get together, and that boxer jumped, and he was just so playful. He'd run around in a circle about like 4 or 5 times, then jump over or run over the muddy little area, and then run all the way back just to want to try to jump up into your shoulder, even though you're standing. And you're like, you can't do that. Definitely when you got muddy paws now. Kept telling him, you need to fix the grass, or fix the backyard, or hose it off, or fence it off or something. But my other buddy, he had a pit bull, and yeah, it was the sweetest dog that, like, he was the poster, in my mind, the poster dog of how a pit bull can be nice and not so up in your face aggressive or quote unquote mean like they show on YouTube or on online. You know, it's just like humans, it's how you train them. But I was drawing for 7 hours straight. My mind hurts. That's one thing I can't do is draw. That's why I'd rather stick with diamond paintings or puzzles. Cause yeah, I don't have the the straight-handedness to be able to draw. Now my niece, she can draw. She's really good at drawing. She's going to college, I believe, for drawing. Nice. I'll check out your profile after this live stream and sub. That's pretty cool though. I wish I could learn how to draw, but I don't want to be like everybody and just be like Bob Ross and just go. Okay, everybody, like, I don't mean that disrespect if that's what you do, but, like, everybody has their own niche, and drawing, unfortunately, never fit into my cards. My brother and my niece, they got the hand for that. Oh, dang, need to get yourself another stylus. That's why I love these phones. There's at least the notes. They come with the pens built into them. Towards then it makes it a little bit easier with at least our phones. But if I'm using my tablet, then I need a stylus. I keep just using my fingers, but definitely drawing would be fun if I have the. I can't. Yeah. Dang. Yeah, I have one around here somewhere, but it's one of those ones that it was like a pen that is also it can be like a stand for your phone that your phone can stand into whenever you're like in the kitchen and wanting to watch something but still want it propped up and the pop socket ain't quite at the angle that you want. That's probably where it is, honestly, is in the kitchen. Wow, so there is music on here with actual words. I thought it was all, I don't know what words they're saying, I don't think it really matters, but. Of course it sounds like it was made 20 years ago, but. Or 30 years ago, shit. What am I saying, 20 years ago? Around. This one apparently is called Precious Girl. Yeah, it's chill. It's definitely chill. Nice, nice. Yeah, so am I appreciate it. It's a lot easier than just doing this and nobody come in and chat. Every so often I'm on here for like 30 minutes to an hour just to see what everybody's up to or see if anybody wants to watch. But if it's too dead, I'll probably just end up like cutting it, but still trying to figure out the right times, and obviously I want to do more videos where I'm in front of the camera versus just doing just diamond paintings for the live streams, but working on a few video ideas for a faith-based deal. Kind of no matter what you believe in, it really. It's more of like core values of how people shouldn't divide, how everybody can find their niche. Nice. Yeah, to get that 50 ain't too bad. For me, the easiest way, if you're wanting to get to the easiest way, is if you're on your phone, at least on mine, I'm able to do remixes, and the remixes you can make it like a green screen yourself in to where then that promoter or whoever you're remixing gets publicity because you're sharing their content with at the same time putting your own little spin on it. Yeah, I was cautious about doing YouTube Live or online in general, but trying to open my eyes to different avenues or possibilities, no matter how possibly dumb they might sound at the time. Or this is a good time to just talk out different ideas to then be like, okay, that one was a little different, or get somebody else's point of view. Definitely on a live stream. Like, the video, it's like, you can't. The only time that you can get comments really is if somebody feels like commenting afterwards, or if they, blah blah blah. But a live stream to me is like, should be interactive with each one another, to where then it's like, okay, I can make some dog videos of them going crazy and saying whatever scripture that comes to my mind, and then excuse me, and then get on a live stream and then have a conversation, and then you might be able to get a following or a liking or whatever to be able to have one-on-one conversations with people, to where then it's like, oh hey, what's his name is on, or one love, one life, blah blah blah, or Sean or whatever is on. I'm gonna get on right quick, and then all it is to me is it all starts with a conversation. Like whenever people make their own videos, it is nice for editing, but at the same time, if I got 15 likes on a video of my dogs, nice, nice. Oh, it's my mom's birthday today. Nice, nice. Tell your mom happy birthday from the rando on YouTube. Nice. Yeah, I think the most I got was like 19 on one of my remixes, but still working on doing my personal uh, shorts or whatnot. But I always, some of my friends always thought it was funny that I'd tell them, "Oh, tell them happy birthday," even though they don't know me. They're like, okay. I don't know. If life's too short, even though you don't know somebody, why not tell them, hey, have a great day, or, oh, I don't know you, but happy birthday. You bring my friend joy, and that makes me happy. In a healthy way, obviously. Nice. 20 now, nice. Yeah. I don't know. I've been just kind of just putting it out there as like well, even if I'm not gonna be like a public influencer or, whatever, I might be. You never know. But, uh, you know, when people look back at right now, I want them to know who I am at this moment. Now, obviously, times change. Right now I'm doing diamond paintings. The next, I might be finally figuring out how to uh, paint, or I might be doing some other little project live or whatever, and I can just like, okay, well, then whenever I pass away, we can just look on the somebody can just be like, oh, let's just look on YouTube. Oh, look, there it is. Or somebody can just download it all and be like, oh, this was Sean. Okay, okay, this was what he wanted the world to know about him. Even though, you know, I think obviously all lives matter no matter what race, background, blah, 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 situation people are in. But, you know, there's, we only get one life. So, if I met a random on the street, as long as they weren't talking to themselves, they started talking to me, I might reply. Definitely if they responded in a positive and healthy manner. Treat others as you want to be treated. But, you know, what about you? You gonna do more videos, more dog videos, or you gonna do more drawing videos? Or... 527 times. Hey, I know I've repeated myself a lot, or I get tongue twisted to where then I kind of just ramble off into some other thing. Animations, nice. Try tweening. I'll have to look up what that means. I'm not sure what tweening is. I'm not sure what tweening. That sounds funny though. Tweening. I don't know how to tween. Tween sounds like a lean. Sounds like a Galilee. Type of animation. Okay, okay, see? I'm learning. You're teaching me. That'd be pretty cool. I know on Prism Live they have a animated VR person that you can choose, and it can mouse almost as if you're speaking, and it can move your head and all the things. Looks pretty cool. I haven't messed with it too much, but or I haven't gone live with it. But it's kind of funny that whenever I would talk, it would follow my lips, kind of, and then it would like move side to side, like as if I was moving, which that was kind of cool. I'm learning all this AI intelligence thing. I'm new to figuring all that out, but I've messed with Chat GPT, and that thing shows me a lot of cool random facts. That's at times a little bit better than Google, in my opinion. Just because it feels like you're actually having a conversation with somebody. When it replies, it's not just like, okay, here's your answer. It happens. And if you gotta go, you gotta go, you know? But, yeah, I know it happens, but definitely when there's somewhat slower music, but let's see. Let's see if that does anything with the algorithm. But, not like it matters, we're enjoying ourselves, just like you said earlier. I haven't decided yet, but I'm probably, let's just say noonish tomorrow. I'll I'll make a announcement or whatever, or it'll send out. Hopefully, it'll send it out. I'll actually post it ahead of time that I'll be going live to do a diamond paint, and where I'll kind of do more of this. Hopefully, a little bit faster. But obviously, we're enjoying our combo. But yeah, I'll be putting it on about noonish. And if it changes, I'll update it. But, you know, who knows? Maybe tomorrow I'll get more people during the daylight since it's already 9:30 here, so it's probably late, or people are out partying or more active. Woohoo! Party, party, party! you know, or want more of the party visuals versus just me talking into it and doing a diamond painting. But for me, it's 10:35. Nice. We've been talking for I know, right? Time flies when you're having fun. That's what I always say. Yeah, I lived in North Carolina for a minute, uh, where it was time frame ahead where you're at. And then my parents, or one of my parents, they live in Florida. I drove all up and down the northeast mainly. Well, I driven coast to coast, but definitely dislike Florida. Nice, nice. Okay. I mean, at least y'all know what summer is year round. But, my parents, they live in Sebring, Florida. They love it there. Still gotta go visit them. I know they'll be watching at some point, but no. Normally, my stepdad, he'll comment, but I think right now he's probably watching Fox News. And he probably didn't get the notification since I didn't put out that I was gonna be live. And 'cause I think that might be another thing, is setting up the uh, the or the set for later time or whatever. But still trying to figure it all out. But hey, I'm actually going to have to let you go. It is getting kind of late, and I'm gonna get ready and get comfortable, and then check out your profile, and I'll check out a few other shorts. And I appreciate you stopping in, and whenever you're on, if you want to chat in it, even if I'm in another conversation, just hop on in or whatever. Yeah, you have a good night.